Hi everyone, I have no makeup on, you will have to excuse this. This is my lovely friend Aoife. She is a model, and you've probably seen I uploaded a video of a behind the scenes with Big Bad Llama, and Aoife was the lovely model. So today Aoife has kindly let me paint her face, or is going to let me do this, and we're going to do the, this is odd, the Mila Kunis inspired makeup from her Golden Globes makeup, thing. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Again, sorry I have no makeup on, but what else. And we'll get started. Okay. You right, darling?
I feel so giddy. I feel like they can see us now.
I am just going to use a fluffy brush. This one, it's just like a 217. Let's use Aoife's forehead. And this one's from Zoeva. It's the 227 Soft Definer. And I'm going to use a mix of two colours, I think. I'm going to use a little bit, actually maybe three, I'll tell you lies. I'm going to use a little bit of Kid from MAC. I'm going to use a little bit of, no, not Carbon, what's this called? Typographic, and a little bit of Satin Taupe. It's kind of like a soft browny grey colour, but it's slightly warmer around the edges that she has going on. I will link the picture in the bottom bar so you can have a wee look at it and see if I've done an alright job. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go over a complete wash with the Kid. Let's remove. I'm going to take it up just slightly on the edge of the brow bone there, so just above the crease, but obviously not right up to the brow bone. Actually, I'm going to take a 239 from MAC, just so I can use that to buff out the edges. And I'm going to mix that little bit of Satin Taupe with typography. And again, I'm just going to take that across the lid up to the crease. So you can see it's just that kind of soft, taupey, greyish kind of colour. Black eyeliner. I am now going to run this through Aoife's upper and lower waterline. And I'm just going to do this now so it sets and I can sort of smudge it a little bit when I'm doing the rest of the makeup. I'm then going to take a small smudgy kind of brush. I think this might be from Crown Brush. I think it's a round C138 round contour. I'm going to go in again to the typographic and Satin Taupe and just sort of take most of it off in the back of my hand, but I'm going to use that to smudge along the lower lash line. Look up for me, okay? That's towards me a little bit. I'm then going to take a Real Techniques something or other brush. What are you called? Accent brush. And a little bit of black eyeshadow. I'm going to use Carbon because I find the pigmentation isn't as good. So it'll give you sort of more of that grey black kind of colour, which is what we're after. And if you look up for me, I'm going to smudge that right in towards me a little bit. Right in at the lashes there. Okay. Then on the top lash line, I'm actually going to use a grey eyeliner. L'Oreal. It is an automatic eyeliner in the colour Pewter, so it's a grey kind of colour. And I am going to draw a line across the top lash line. There's no flick or anything like that, it's just literally across the top lash line. It's not hugely thick, but you'll see it's, you know, it's not a very fine line. And it needs to be relatively well drawn on. It can't be super messy because you do sort of see the line. We're going to smudge it out a little bit, but not a lot. Okay, so a few clothes for me. If you're doing this on yourself, you can even do what I'm going to do on Aoife here, and I'm actually going to raise her eyebrow a little bit because it helps you get right down into this lash here, which is really where you want, firstly, to wiggle it right into those lashes. So if you look into the camera, you can see that it's not super thick, but it's, you know, a decently thick sort of line. And then I'm going to take this angled brush, actually the MAC 266, and I'm going to run it along the line and make sure it's really nice and smooth. And it'll sort of blend the edges a little bit as well for you. Okay, then what you want to do, if you're more comfortable with a liquid liner, go ahead and use liquid liner, but I am going to use a gel. I believe Mila Kunis' makeup artist did use a liquid liner. Maybe I will use liquid liner. I'm going to use a fine liner brush. Ignore this silly sausage face. I just have a bit of the liquid liner on the back of my hand. Obviously for hygiene, I can't use it straight from the applicator on Aoife. And on a fine liner brush. So this for me, you're keeping it really like right tight to the lashes. Do not do your creepy eye thing. Okay. Open.
That's good, wasn't it?
It was very good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Look that way. The sun has added a little bit of definition right at that lash line, so it's made that lash line really black. Okay. I'll repeat on the same. Wait, repeat on the other eye. Repeat. That came into my head too. I'm going to go back in with my angled brush and a little bit of typography. Like, I mean a little bit. So I'm going to literally touch into it and then, like, I'm not going to tap off of Rufus' jeans, but take most of it off in the back of my hand. And I'm going to go over where that liner was, the grey. I just want to darken it up tiny, tiny amount. There we go. I'm going to take a tiny bit of typography and just run it just through the crease. So I just had a wee look at the picture there. It just looks slightly darker through the crease and slightly lighter on the lip. And again, back to our trusty brush with the kid on it, and blend that edge so it's really blended in. I'm going to curl the lashes, so you can just look straight ahead for me. Is that okay?
Of course.
Oh god, she scared the crap out of me! Don't do that. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Give them a good curl. Is that okay?
No eyelashes, yep.
And I am going to use the Rimmel Scandalise Lycra Flex Mascara today on Aoife. I do Aoife's makeup so much that I actually have mascaras designated for her.
I love us.
So if you look down for me, Aoife. Okay, while the top lashes are drying, I am going to move on and do Aoife's skin. So I'm going to use a little bit of the new CID Eye Prime. It's a water-based primer, so it feels really nice and light on the skin. Just mainly through the centre of the face where, you know, you tend to get a little bit shiny or whatnot. And a little bit under the eyes more, so that's kind of important for those of us that are getting on a little bit in age and have some wrinkles, because it'll help sort of stop your foundation and that from settling in them. I used a little bit of strobe cream. The Mila skin was quite glowy, so just going to work that over mainly the outside areas of the sort of T-zone, around the T-zone there. And then I am going to use the Makeup Forever HD foundation. I'm not going to use a lot of that either, and the skin was quite light and quite fresh, so. This does look a little bit darker than Aoife's skin tone, which does have fake tan on, so that's all really well buffed into the skin there. And then, what? Oh, that's creepy. I'm then going to use a bit of MAC Studio Finish Concealer. I think this is NW25. And I'm going to use that, actually, excuse me for reaching over, on a Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush, this one here. Just going to place it under the eyes and slightly in this area here. There's a little bit of blue. Okay. I'm then going to use a bit of bronzer across the skin, and not a huge amount. Her skin was pretty, it wasn't super bronzed up or anything like that. She had some bronzer through the back of the cheek and that. So I am going to use a fluffy brush, fluffy kind of powder brush. And I'm actually using the NYC Big Bold bronzer. I really like the colour in it. It's got quite a bit of a red undertone, so it stops it looking too orangey and sort of fake on people's skin. So just going to go around the edges of the face, the back of the cheek there, and onto the ear a little bit so it blends through. And down under the jaw. Flooring your necklace around, sorry.
It's okay, honey.
I'm going to use a MAC 109. Is this a 109? No, this is, it's almost identical to the 109, but it's the BCC Pro Deluxe F14. And I'm just very, very slightly using the same bronzer, just going to slightly darken this area in here a little bit. So I'm slightly contouring with it, nothing too major. It looks a lot stronger on camera actually than it really is, which is odd. And you turn the other way. Okay, for blush, she doesn't look like she has a whole lot on for blush, and if she does have a blusher on, it is very, very neutral. So I'm going to use, ooh, I don't know what it's called. What are you called? It is called Sepia, and it's from Estee Lauder. No, yes, Estee Lauder. And it's quite a neutral tone, so. And I'm using that on an Illamasqua. It doesn't actually tell you the name of this brush. I do this every time, but it just says it's just an Illamasqua shaped brush. I'm taking most of it off in the back of my hand, and I'm just going to pop that just here to warm up the apple of the cheek a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter across the cheek. I'm actually going to use, this is from New CID, and I'm going to take a bit of that across the top of the cheekbone and through this kind of area of the face. Just sort of really lift that cheekbone out and turn the other way for me there. And again. And a little bit just across the bridge of the nose. And just through the center of the forehead. Just here, just brightens up slightly. A little dip on the chin. And the top of the lip there. Mila's brows are quite full, which is good because Aoife naturally has quite a full brow as well. So I'm going to keep them full.
That I do.
So I'm going to use the HD Brows palette thing, this jobby. And this is in Foxy. And I'm going to use the colour Ash Brown. So firstly what I'm going to do, Aoife has quite a good fullness here, so the front of the brow, but the end gets a little bit sparse. So I'm actually going to brush all the hairs down first. Pick up my ashy brown colour. You don't need a lot with these, they're very, very pigmented. And I'm going to create a more structured shape. Okay, so you can see that shape there. And then I'm going to brush the brow up. Tilt your hair back a little bit for me. Brush the brow up then. And do the same from underneath. And just pull up through the front of the brow there because it doesn't need so much colour there. Because as I said, the brow's a bit fuller there. Okay, so you can see what a difference that kind of makes with the stronger brow. Ooh la la. Nylon from MAC. Gonna mix that with Brulee so it's not so shiny. Are you done?
Almost.
Crazy. And I'm just going to highlight under the brow there a little bit. And slightly in the inner corner. And mascara on the bottom lashes. She doesn't look like she has full lashes on. I suspect maybe she has some individuals on. Possibly. Either that. She may just have very good eyelashes as well. Also, I do know the products that actual Mila Kunis used. So I will list them below. I don't necessarily have all of them, but yeah, I'll list them below for you. I'm going to use this lip liner from number 7 and it is called Nude. It's number 20. And I'm going to fill in the whole lip with this. Mila's makeup artist seems to have stuck quite to her natural lip line, so if you feel that you need to overdraw your lips, then, you know, do so, but she didn't on this occasion. I'm going to mix two colours here that I have no idea what they're called because I have taken the labels off to do pot them, but I am going to use them from the bullet. It's really pink on them, isn't it?
My big grudge chin when I smile.
Mine's like
didn't care.
Look, mine's like a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh my god, so it is.
Isn't that weird? I'm going to put a bit of a nude gloss. This is matte cream sheen gloss in Calypso Beach. That's the colour there in case you're wondering. It's kind of like a pale pink. It doesn't need to be a lot of gloss. It's not, she didn't have super glossy lips or anything like that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is run a little bit of powder, not very much, through the center of the face. And I'm just literally going to push it around the nose a little bit here, and look up for me, Aoife. Just in this slight area under here, because it can make you look a bit shiny and sweaty, you know, rather than sexy and glowing. Yeah. That's my dog crying to get in, if you can hear that.
I think that was someone speaking.
Speaking?
It's just a little puppy dog.
She is. Run that highlighter back over. Just keep the face really bright and glowing. And then that's pretty much it, guys. I'll get Aoife, I can nearly say your name, Aoife, to take down her hair so you can have a wee look. And I'm going to let my dog in before she has a fit.
Look at the It's Mila and her dog.
See my doggy there. And there is the sort of finished Mila look. I will insert some pictures so you guys can see it sort of more close up in that, but I will zoom in a little bit for you. So you can see it sort of just, close your eyes for me a wee minute, Aoife. Grey, smoky eye there. And quite fresh and light on the skin. And yeah, it's just lovely. And I will take a few pictures for you guys so you can see those as well. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos.
If you want to be pretty like Rebecca.
Yeah. Aw, bless. Aren't you nice? If you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe. And I will pop Aoife's links as well below so you can see more of her modelling work if you want to check that out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.
Sayonara.
Bye.